The following is a live sports presentation on Glycod.
Glycod's coverage of UA Local 502 Louisville basketball game night starts now.
Good evening from Rupp Arena at Central Bank Center. Glycod is on the air from the state tournament. A very compelling and intriguing matchup tonight. It's North Oldham and Butler, Gary Forrest. This game perhaps could go either way.
Very much so. One of the more evenly matched two teams in this tournament, and it'll be an interesting one at least.
Both these teams, they've won 15 in succession, and they've done it in a variety of different ways. Let's talk North Oldham first. David Levitch, perhaps one of the finer coaching jobs this season in Kentucky.
I think so. I think it would be hard to find maybe two or three more people that have done a job as good as David's done. With some of the obstacles, as coaches, there's always something. So he's had to rebuild in many ways through graduation. Some people move into the area, some move out. As a coach, your job is never the same.
Mustangs 26-5. They were counting on Austin Sears to be their guy leading into this season. He transferred to Montgomery County really on the verge of the season starting, so they lost all those points. And then in January, they lose Eli Green to an ACL. He's a 9-point per game scorer, and despite of it, here they are, the final 6 teams still playing.
It just shows the great amount of flexibility that coach and his staff have. And let's not forget the kids. They have to be flexible too. For the longest time, they did it one way with certain people, and now midway through the season, you have to retweak a little bit. So hats off to the Mustangs for doing that, surviving that, and getting here to playing where they're at.
North Oldham out of the 8th region, defeating Lyon County last night 74-61. They made 10 threes, out-rebounded the opponent by 10, but yet still everyone talking about the 8th grader, Pierre Rondo.
Well, very much, he's got to wear that moniker, if you will, that he's the son of a very famous player and played at the professional level and stuff, so everybody's trying to match him and stuff. I had a guy last night when he made his first shot. It was a long 3 swish, and some guy behind me said that equals his dad's threes in his first year.
Pierre with the 25 last night. We'll circle back to him and Coach Levitch in a bit. So Butler in this game, they're 27-5 out of the 6th region. And ho-hum, they did what they had to do to get by Hazard last night.
Butler is that workmanship team. You look at them, they're almost all about the same size, but the rest of that, I saw them play last year where the nucleus of this team was born. And they were a team that at the high school level, you're very fortunate if sometimes you maybe lose X amount of games a year. You ask yourself at the end of the year, how did we lose that game? They didn't. And one of the reasons they didn't last year and this year is they appear to know their roles. Hats off to their coaches. And even sometimes when you're told what your role is, kids aren't very accepting, or in some cases, the people around them aren't very accepting. I look for kids when they come in and off the floor about facial gestures and stuff. And the other night I watched it as the game got close with Hazard, and they were very attentive during the timeouts, what the coaches were talking about. You didn't seem to have a lot of attitude issues or such. And for a coach, you can just do your job.
Both these teams seeking their first ever trip to the semifinal round. It's North Oldham and Butler. Kevin Geary, the 5th-year head coach of the Bears, will join us next. Just getting started from Rupp. It's North Oldham and Butler in the Sweet 16 on Glycod.
Folks, Mike Kennedy for HKC Roofing. HKC installs the most effective gutter guard on the market at half the cost of the national brands. We guarantee it. Call today for an additional 20% off.
UA Local 502 is powered by Louisville and Southern Indiana's best trained, most productive plumbers, pipe fitters, and HVAC service technicians. A proud community partner with over a century's worth of service, UA Local 502 members have the knowledge and experience for the project you want done, whether it's large or small. Visit lu502.com for information about the contractors who employ our members. UA Local 502. We do it right the first time. Only your locally owned Cub Cadet dealer has genuine parts, accessories, trained service technicians, and the widest selection of innovative Cub Cadet products. We're here for you whenever you need us, with expert service and support to keep your equipment running at peak performance for years to come. Visit your locally owned power equipment dealer. Anderson Sales and Service in Madison, Crestwood, and Louisville.
When you bundle home and auto, life can be easier. You choose coverage that makes sense for you, at a price that's right for you, and a local State Farm agent who's there for you.
Call State Farm agent Leslie Gilly in Oldham County today.
Red Ball is Southern Indiana's recycling choice because we can turn the scrap metal you bring into scrap money. Located in Jeff and Madison.
When you're buying or selling a new home and you want to do it with few hassles, count on Polo Real Estate Group. Founded and owned by 1993 Male High graduate Dion Reese, Polo Real Estate has over 2 decades of experience and offers skillful consultation and representation for your sale or purchase. Polo Real Estate Group, a realtor you can trust.
This edition of Coach's Comments is brought to you by Polo Real Estate Group, your one-stop real estate source. Founded by 1993 male graduate Dion Reese. Contact him at 502-387-6330 or visit polorealestategroup.com.
This is Gary Forrest coming to you live in the basement of Rupp Arena, where today's quarterfinals of the state tournament. I'm here with Butler coach Kevin Geary. And coach, you got your hands full with this North Oldham bunch. Both of you I have ranked in the top 5 of the state. And in a way, you guys mirror each other a lot. You know, you both aren't built on just offense or defense. You both spend a lot of time on both of those.
Yep.
Tell us what you have to do to be successful against a team like that.
You know, I told our kids, you know, our ability or inability to guard the pick and roll and our ability or inability to rebound the ball will determine the game. You know, Pierre's a really good player. You know, he's got elite vision. His pace is really good. He understands the game. He's got really high IQ. So, you know, you gotta give help. You know, when he's got the ball, you got to put traffic in front of him. You got to put bodies in front of him. You got to try to make him give it up. But once he gives it up, like, you got to get out there because they got 4 shooters out there with him. And then he's starting to shoot the ball a whole lot better too. I think he made 4 last night. So, you know, it's going to be tough, but, you know, I always tell our kids, like, we're going to develop a game plan to guard people, but they also have to guard us.
Well, Coach, I've always told people to be successful in state tournament. I've been here a few times and coached for a long time.
Yeah.
You got to draw into that first day's play. And you got the draw that you wanted, you know, and you've got one under your belt. Other things that you feel like come into play with your kids?
I think the big thing is, like, they're super together and they love each other. You know, they will do anything for each other. And I think that's reflective of what our scores look like. And, you know, sometimes we're in the 60s, sometimes we're in the 30s, sometimes we're in the 50s. But, you know, they collectively will do whatever they need to do. So, you know, and I love this group. And when we set out, you know, October the 18th, we had a meeting. And here we are 5 months later. You know, at that meeting, we were like, you know, we got a chance to play on the last day if we can be focused. You know, if we can buy in and do what we need to do. And, you know, we're 32 minutes away from making that happen.
Coach, I watch body language in your kids. You know, in that timeout, in that huddle, they're looking at you, they're paying attention at you. A lot of times kids aren't happy. They come out, you play a lot of kids and stuff, but their body language, it sells it.
Yeah.
You know, it's more about the team than it is anything.
Yeah.
Coach, good luck to you.
Appreciate it.
Have a good one, and I hope
you,
to be seeing you tomorrow morning.
Yes, sir. Sounds good.
Buying or selling a new home and you want to do it with few hassles, count on Polo Real Estate Group. Founded and owned by 1993 Male High graduate Dion Reese, Polo Real Estate has over 2 decades of experience and offers skillful consultation and representation for your sale or purchase. Polo Real Estate Group, a realtor you can trust.
1965 male graduate and basketball star George Tensley knows the value of providing quality service, and that's what you get when you dine with Tensley Family Concessions. They provide travelers with many fine choices at Louisville Muhammad Ali International Airport. Whether it's Kentucky Fried Chicken, Chili's, or Starbucks, you know your travel experience will be a more comfortable and convenient one. Learn more about our company by visiting the website tfcfamily.com.
Go ahead, pour it on, as thick as you want to. Holy Smokes Barbecue and Catering, serving up the tastiest ribs, chicken, brisket, brown sugar sticky wings, mutton and ham, always served to you fresh and so good it'll make you say,
"Holy smokes!"
Holy Smokes Barbecue and Catering, 7508 Preston Highway.
Holy smokes!
Research has shown high school sports to be a great community influence. Join scores of local businesses that have partnered with Glycod in sponsoring live, hometown-oriented sports programming on our video and social media platforms. For more information, email info@glycod.com.
When it comes to medical imaging, you have a choice. Choose Priority Radiology in New Albany for convenient quality services like CT, MRI, X-ray, ultrasound, mammography, and more. A proud community supporter, Priority Radiology is devoted to making sure you're informed and comfortable every step of the way. Tell your doctor or provider that you choose Priority Radiology when outpatient imaging is needed. Visit PriorityRadiology.com, celebrating 20 years of serving our community of athletes. Priority Radiology. You have a choice.
Blind Select, not just blind. Blind Select, not just blind.
You're watching Louisville Basketball Game Night on Glycod.
This broadcast is copyrighted by the Kentucky High School Athletic Association for the private use of our audience. The use of pictures, videos, and audio without the express written permission of the KHSAA is prohibited. Welcome back to Rupp Arena. Some 16 minutes ahead of tip between North Oldham and Butler. Gary, let's talk a bit more about this Bears team. Again, the win yesterday versus Hazard, but I go back to that fourth quarter. They're only up 3, and Braden Wilkins made those back-to-back three-point field goals.
Well, once again, one of the things we talked about earlier, Chris, is their kids know their roles and try to stay within their roles. And Wilkins is a designated 3-shooter. That's a nice title to have, but you got to work hard to earn that title. So with both Wilkinson and Wilder, those are the guys. Wilder makes 4 threes to first half, and then when it looked like, well, they were covering him really well, then all of a sudden you got the other 3-shooter. Wilkins steps in and hits 2 big threes late in the game.
And the bench for this Butler Bears team, Stephen Tinsley, Tristan Lowry, sophomore Justin Green, very important to the success of the Bears team.
Well, very much so. And you know, you could pick things up when Green, he's about 6'4", thin as a rail, but when Green comes in, they're going to go to the press. They put him on the front. He uses that big angly body, and, he forces bad passes, and, they've got a group for every bunch. And Green maybe doesn't score a lot on the half court, but when you get into full court action, he's very valuable in forcing teams to throw poor passes just to get it over that angular body of his.
Found it interesting, and I think Coach Geary hit the nail on the head with the significance of rebounding today. This is a Bears team that doesn't rebound it necessarily well. North Oldham last night plus 10 versus Lyon County. How can Butler combat some of this size?
Well, one of the things they're going to have to do is maybe play a little faster than they normally have. Coach prides himself that his teams can play to their opponent's weaknesses, and if you're playing against South Oldham, hey, South's proud of the fact that they kept teams in the 40s for about their last 5 games.
I think you mean North Oldham.
I'm sorry. Yeah, well, there's too many of us Oldhams out there.
So Butler and North Oldham and the Mustangs, they've had a fantastic season. David Levitch, the 8th-year head coach. We got some comments from him last night after their quarterfinal win, and you'll hear those in just a few moments. Thanks for joining us on Glycod, and we'll have more coverage in just a moment.
Not just blind. Finds direct, not just blind.
UA Local 502 is powered by Louisville and Southern Indiana's best trained, most productive plumbers, pipe fitters, and HVAC service technicians. A proud community partner with over a century's worth of service, UA Local 502 members have the knowledge and experience for the project you want done, whether it's large or small. Visit lu502.com for information about the contractors who employ our members. UA Local 502. We do it right the first time.
1965 male graduate and basketball star George Tensley knows the value of providing quality service. And that's what you get when you dine with Tensley Family Concessions. They provide travelers with many fine choices at Louisville Muhammad Ali International Airport. Whether it's Kentucky Fried Chicken, Chili's, or Starbucks, you know your travel experience will be a more comfortable and convenient one. Learn more about our company by visiting the website tfcfamily.com.
Founded in 1910 in the Ohio Valley region, German American Bank has been raising the standards in banking and wealth management for over a century. Big enough to provide the conveniences of modern banking, yet small enough to care about the people and communities we serve. Because we believe that when a community thrives, its people prosper. We're lending more than money. We're lending a hand. German American Bank, building our community together.
New recruit, take advantage of our apprenticeship program. Come out of our 4-year course debt-free. With health insurance, a guaranteed pension, a degree, and an electrical license.
3 words I'd use to describe the apprenticeship are opportunity, skillful, educational,
solid career path,
rewarding, beneficial, and a brotherhood.
A life-changing opportunity.
The cost of school is free. All your books are paid for.
You go to school once every 2 weeks. All the other stuff is on-the-job training.
The teachers here are great. They're all very, very knowledgeable.
They're preparing you for what you're already seeing in the field.
If you're struggling with something in school, sometimes your fellow students can help you work through that.
Everyone's willing to help each other. It's like a big family.
I love being a part of a union, something bigger than myself.
This field is so vast. You can find something that you really love to do because there is so much you can do.
I went from a job to a life-changing career.
Power up your potential with the IBEW.
When you want the right agents for your real estate needs, choose the Van Treese team with True Blood Real Estate. Former University of Louisville basketball star Stephen Van Treese and his wife Laura Protenick Van Treese combine local knowledge, dedication, and results to help you buy or sell with confidence. Contact the Van Treese team at 502-468-1463. Because no other real estate team quite measures up when you experience the True Blood advantage.
This segment of tonight's game is brought to you by IBEW Local 369. Power up your potential. And the Van Treese team with True Blood Real Estate. Experience the True Blood advantage.
The North Oldham Mustangs head coach David Levitch. Coach, comments.
I thought we started this game off well on offense. Obviously, we had 46 points at halftime. Pierre obviously was shooting the ball really well in the first half. Our defense wasn't as good as it's been all year, but maybe a little bit of nerves. Rotations were off a little bit. But I thought our offense was very good, and we shot the ball well, and we advanced.
David, comparing this trip to the last time you guys were up here, I know you won a game the first time around too, but anything different prep-wise or kind of coming into a situation?
The team then that team was a little different than this team. This team's much more physical. So coming into this tournament, we didn't really switch much around. We played our normal man-to-man, a lot of the same stuff. We also did some little things different, like we didn't come up until the day of just because to keep the routine. So everything besides that was pretty much the same. But this team is a lot more physical than the previous team we had up here, and I think you all saw that on defense for the most part.
Coach Lovich, how important is ball movement just for the team, just getting everybody involved, but also especially just to be able to, get a scoring spurt there at the end of the half and kind of build momentum and build a lead there going into the half there?
Yeah, our scoring is super balanced. I think our leading scorer is 14 a game, and then Pierre's right behind him at 14 a game. We had too many turnovers to end the game, but I thought our passing was really good in the first half. We closed out the quarter, as you said, well, with a good ball movement. Gus Soul hit a 3 to end the quarter. We've been a really good team this year to start games and finish quarters in the region tournament. We had a couple big plays in one of our close games to end the quarter. So it's kind of been a thing that we've been really good at all season. We did have 19 assists, 15 turnovers, was a little too much, but a lot of that was just careless play at the end.
Coach, thoughts on the matchup against Butler?
Yeah, I watched a little bit of it. Even though they're close to us, I haven't seen them play much this year. I did watch the game against Hazard. They shoot the ball really well. Number 24, I can't think of his name right now, but he's obviously a very good shooter. They play very physical on defense, man-to-man pressure. From what I saw, they play physical, they shoot the ball well, and they seem to play 8 or 9 legit players, so they look like they have a deep bench.
Coach, we'll end it on that note. Thanks, guys.
Red Ball Recycling is Southern Indiana's #1 recycling choice for a reason. We offer top dollar for all scrap metal. We can buy steel, copper, aluminum, brass, junk cars, and more. Call or stop by Red Ball Recycling and turn your scrap metal into scrap money. Located in Jeff and Madison.
Hi folks, Mike Kennedy for HKC Roofing. HKC installs the most effective gutter guard on the market at half the cost of the national brands. We guarantee it. Call today for an additional 20% off.
When you're buying or selling a new home and you want to do it with few hassles, count on Polo Real Estate Group. Founded and owned by 1993 Male High graduate Dion Reese, Polo Real Estate has over 2 decades of experience and offers skillful consultation and representation for your sale or purchase. Polo Real Estate Group, a realtor you can trust.
This is the mower that cut the lawn, that became the place their kids grew up. The legendary Exmark Laser Z is the zero-turn mower more landscape pros trust. For cut quality, comfort, and reliability. Exmark, official mowers of the backyard life. Visit your local dealer or explore the Exmark Laser Z online for special finance offers, available now.
When it comes to medical imaging, you have a choice. Choose Priority Radiology in New Albany for convenient quality services like CT, MRI, X-ray, ultrasound, mammography, and more. A proud community supporter, Priority Radiology is devoted to making sure you're informed and comfortable every step of the way. Tell your doctor or provider that you choose Priority Radiology when outpatient imaging is needed. Visit PriorityRadiology.com, celebrating 20 years of serving our community of athletes. Priority Radiology. You have a choice.
You cannot depend on Oliver's parallel parking.
Hey, you got it, man!
But you can always depend on his car starting because he has an Interstate battery. Interstate batteries, outrageously dependable.
Come by Interstate Batteries, 1510 Production Road, Jeffersonville.
You're watching Louisville Basketball Game Night on Glycod.
Welcome back to Rupp Arena at Central Bank Center. 5.5 minutes ahead of North Oldham and Butler. The winner will move on to tomorrow's 1:30 p.m. semifinal opposite the winner of George Rogers Clark, Marshall County. That game will follow this. Earlier today, St. X defeated North Laurel 46-44, and Grayson County edged Great Crossing 58-50. So X and Grayson County already a ticket booked for semifinal number 1 tomorrow at 11. David Levitch has done a great job. What is his key for success tonight?
Well, once again, a lot of coaches are concerned about what the other team does, some coaches about what their team. I think David's got a blend of that. He understands, he's responsible for his team first, but it wouldn't be fair to his team if he didn't give them everything he could about what Butler's going to do. And I think he commands their attention on that. He's very fortunate that he has a staff that adds those qualities as well. Sometimes a head coach doesn't maybe let the assistants share in enough. And I think David does. And for a young coach, that's sort of interesting. And I think it's paid dividends.
Tommy Gregg having a fantastic season, a 6'7 junior, all 8th region at 15 points, and he sprayed in 57 threes.
Well, the thing about Gregg, he really has, I think, this year honed his skills where he's now one of those guys, even with size, he could step out and shoot the three. comfortably. And, I just think their team in general has a very good intelligence about what they're trying to achieve and individually what their skills are, and more importantly, at the high school level, maybe what their skills aren't, and you stay away from those areas.
And so many eyes on the 8th grader. Rondo, you've been following Kentucky high school basketball for a number of years. Have you seen an 8th grader have this much impact at this point of his career?
I've not seen an 8th grader that was as mature as he is, both physically, but at his position as a guard mentally. He makes his teammates around him better. And, a lot of times those skills come as you get older. He's already got those.
So much publicity for this young man. It's a really great crowd on hand as well, filing in. A lot of folks trekking up from Goshen. Both sidelines well occupied, although the Butler contingent a little bit late arriving. Should be a great basketball game. It's North Oldham and Butler starting lineups in live basketball in quarterfinal number 3. And it's coming up next on Glycod.
You cannot depend on Beth to choose the best meal to go.
Is that soup? No, thank you.
But you can always depend on her car starting because she has an Interstate battery. Outrageously dependable.
Come by Interstate Batteries, 1510 Production Road, Jeffersonville.
UA Local 502 is powered by Louisville and Southern Indiana's best trained, most productive plumbers, pipe fitters, and HVAC service technicians. A proud community partner with over a century's worth of service, UA Local 502 members have the knowledge and experience for the project you want done, whether it's large or small. Visit lu502.com for information about the contractors who employ our members. UA Local 502. We do it right the first time. From Glycod, it's UA Local 502 Louisville Basketball Game Night. UA Local 502 and the Mechanical Contractors Association of Kentucky. We do it right the first time. Tonight's game is brought to you by Red Ball Recycling, turning your scrap metal into scrap money. HKC Roofing, better than guaranteed. Tinsley Family Concessions, commitment to quality. German American Bank, building our community since 1910. Polo Real Estate Group, a realtor you can trust. Anderson's Sales and Service, a top choice for homeowners and lawn professionals. And by Blinds Direct and State Farm Insurance Agent Leslie Gilley. Now courtside for all the action from Glycod on UA Local 502 Louisville Basketball Game Night.
Jake from State Farm. I would like to formally extend my gratitude for the Russell rate on my insurance.
Do you mean surprisingly great rates from State Farm?
I don't believe in accepting help, but I'll make an exception.
Here's the deal, Russell. There's no special rate. These prices are for everyone.
Consider us square. I made that from memory. I know your face that well.
For surprisingly great rates and great service, call State Farm agent Mike Shelton in Louisville today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
You're watching Louisville Basketball Game Night on Glycod.
North Oldham and Butler just moments from getting started. Time now for the starting lineups presented by Interstate Batteries. Get started with Interstate Batteries. They're outrageously dependable. The starters for the Mustangs, Pierre Rondo, 8th grader, 14 points per game. Then you've got Tommy Gregg leading North in scoring at 15. Oakland Shear, Colin Daniels, and Gus Soul will also start. Shear, 42 made threes on the year, and Colin Daniels provides a pivotal role in the lane, 7 points, and a team leading 7 rebounds. The starters for Butler, well seasoned, 4 seniors and a junior in the starting lineup. Brandon Heath, 13 points per game, and then you've got Adrian Wilder, their best overall offensive player, 15 points a night, including 86 made threes on the year. Braden Wilkins, the lone junior, we've already discussed his role in this offense, 9 points and 5 rebounds. So North Oldham here for the second time in program history. They were here back in 2022, also advanced to the quarterfinal round. And they are 2-0 all-time in first-round matchups. And Butler, they have won 3 first-round games in a row, and they're also seeking their first ever trip to a semifinal. So both these teams already enjoying a historic season with a chance to get another notch in their belt.
Well, one of the two will after this game tonight, and who knows?
Crowd being introduced as the Mustangs and Butler Bears North, the visiting team. Road black with teal trim, white numerals, and Butler, the home team, on the board. Red numerals and red little swatches down each pant leg inside those historic white jerseys. Kevin Gary to our left, dressed quite well. Second consecutive day he's had a suit on, and Coach Levish to our right going the more leisurely route. What do you look for early in this game, Gary?
Well, first 3 minutes, being that both teams have not played each other this year, it's more of what did you gain from your scouts, and as a result, it'll be a feeling out more than anything. And whoever gets off to that first start doesn't necessarily guarantee, it just gives you an edge up early.
This series is tied at 5, the first ever postseason matchup between these teams. Butler defeated the Mustangs early last January, 58-56. And due to the proximity, they're familiar with one another. Both participated in the LIT.
Well, very much so, and there's numerous opponents that you've either played or they've played that have some ties that you may garner information from as well.
Paul Nicholson, Luke Rouse, and 11th Region official Raymond Lightfoot. Today's officiating group. Always good to see Ray out on the floor.
Raymond's been around a long time.
Really good crowd on hand, and should be an interesting matchup. I think both these teams have a puncher's chance to play a little bit deeper into this postseason. The winner takes on either George Rogers Clark or Marshall County. Again, that game, quarterfinal number 4, will tip at 8:30. Thanks for joining us tonight on Glycott. Perfect day in the Commonwealth. Already some magic on the hardwood. There's Otega Owe reining in a 3 at the buzzer. And, of course, everybody knows what happened in OT, and we'll see if these young men on the floor can match that historic feat.
I didn't see anybody in warm-ups trying that long shot, though.
And we're going to jump it up momentarily. It's Braden Wilkins and North Oldham's Colin Daniels.
Daniels, a superb athlete, played football some, and at one time was a quarterback. And I really think basketball is his game.
And Daniels, 73 career passing scores for Brock Roberts' football team. So North Oldham and Butler. And we're going to tip it off right now. The tip is controlled by North Oldham, and the Mustangs will have it right to left. It's Pierre Rondo. He'll weave up top to Colin Daniels. And there's the dump down, Tommy Gregg. A lot of length as Gregg being shadowed underneath by Wilder. Rondo swirling in the lane, backside pass. It's Gus Soul. Soul puts on the break, a crafty move, missed the layup, and it's pinballed on the ground, and the first held ball of the evening. It will be Butler possession. So Butler possession, length of the floor. Santana Anderson will trigger it in play. Anderson will bring it across as both he and Brandon Heath, left-handed players out of that backcourt, and that's a new wrinkle, a little element that Butler might possess. Up top, Bargelo. Bargelo barreling in the lane. Skip pass, Wilkins. Corner 3. It's long, and Colin Daniels snatches the North Oldham rebound.
Well, already North finding Wilkins, getting up, making that three a hard shot.
And Tommy Gregg connects from the far baseline, and the Mustangs are the first to score.
Well, I think Gregg is probably one of the best, maybe not known about, good players in the state of Kentucky. You know, he's just solid at every aspect.
Santana Anderson probing. In the corner, it's Brandon Heath, and Heath will recycle the offense as Santana Anderson, far left on that Rupp Arena logo. Far left sideline in front of the seated fans as Anderson veers in the lane. There's Bargelot in the corner. He'll draw out Daniels. And Bargelot.
Butler will be very patient. They're not as big as North.
Bargelot attacking. Wilder top of the key. Wilder elevates from 10. It's well long, and North with a rebound. Scooped up by Gus Soule.
Once again, Wilder with the defense all over him did not get a clean look at the basket. So North, having done their homework, knowing the shooters.
Rondo swirling left corner. Up top now, it's funneled to Tommy Gregg. As Gregg utilizing a Daniels screen. Gregg operating in the lane. Rondo top of the key on those neon green sneakers. Rondo lob pass. Daniels converts.
Well, that's Rondo. Takes care of his teammates first. You know, great point guard mentality.
And North Oldham leading 4-zip, 2.5 minutes deep from Lexington. Brandon Heath, top of the key, the lefty probes off the window long. Heath got his own rebound, puts it in. So Heath attacking the offensive glass, and Butler on the board. And Heath now going to shadow Rondo as Rondo creeps into forecourt. Rondo far corner. Sealed in the corner, Shear a three, and Oakland Shear is short. And Butler had the rebound, and Santana Anderson lost it, so it's North Oldham ball back underneath their basket. Missed opportunity there for the Bears as Oakland Shear will trigger it in underneath. Shear, 6'4" junior. Outlet pass to Colin Daniels at the near side elbow. And Rondo, skip pass, Oakland Shear. Shear baseline, cut off by Wilkins. Up top, it's thrown to Gus Soule, and now Rondo, the organizer, just inside a half court. As Pierre Rondo slivers far corner. Skip pass, Oakland Shear. Now up top, back again to Gus Soule. As Soule, right-hand dribble through contact, missed that shot. Daniels got the offensive rebound. Gregg, a three up top. It's in and out. And another follow in for North Oldham is Oakland Shear with the putback. And North Oldham on the offensive glass to take a 4-point lead.
3 offensive boards in that one possession. Size showing the difference.
Bargelot, a corner three. That is up and off. And North Oldham corralling the rebound. It's Tommy Gregg. And Gus Soule into forecourt as the Mustangs playing very well early.
I'm not sure that's Bargelot's shot. He's a mid-range shooter at most.
As Rondo, left-hand dribble off the glass. 2 more for the Mustangs. Rondo's first field goal. And Butler in the half court, down 6. As Brandon Heath will operate. Utilizes a Wilkins screen. Bargelot with 3, top of the key, off the mark again. And North Oldham with a rebound as Gus Soule out within Bargelot 0 of 2 from 3. Soule attacking. Now Shear, top of the key. Tommy Gregg arcs a corner 3. That's well long. And this time Bargelot staved off a Mustang for the rebound. Nearing the 3:20 plateau, first quarter. Heath, high left. That's Bargelot pausing at the elbow. Now woven to Heath. And Heath will retreat at the top of the key. Long 2 up top, and Heath left that short and off to the left and vacuumed in by Rondo, number 2 of North Oldham. Under 3 now. First quarter as Rondo attacks. Pierre Rondo to the right. And a Butler foul as Rondo heaved it up and was fouled in the act of shooting.
You know, Chris, right now, Wilder and Wilkins not getting a touch on the offensive end for Butler.
Timeout on the floor. A great start for the Mustangs. They'll have 2 free throws in a moment. You're listening to the Sweet 16 on Glycod.
Founded in 1910 in the Ohio Valley region,
German American Bank has been raising the standards in banking and wealth management for over a century. Big enough to provide the conveniences of modern banking, yet small enough to care about the people and communities we serve. Because we believe that when a community thrives, its people prosper. We're lending more than money. We're lending a hand. German American Bank, building our community together.
A lot goes into taking care of your property. You need equipment with more durability, versatility, and #1 rated reliability built in. Like Kubota compact tractors that can do it all right. Z-Series mowers that deliver a quality cut. And the Sidekick utility vehicle built for hard work and fun at 40 miles per hour. Kubota equipment lives up to the highest standards. Yours. Visit your local dealer today.
Anderson Sales and Service in Madison, Crestwood, and Louisville.
Time matters, and when you need a fast and easy car wash, try Clementine's. Family owned and open 24 hours a day. Clementine's is a touchless wash that can make your car look as good as new in as little as 3 minutes. Visit them at Kroger Fuel Center at 2010 Highway 53 in LaGrange. Clementine's, a proud supporter of high school athletics and juiced by Thomas Car Wash.
You're watching Louisville Basketball Game Night on Glycod.
North Oldham controlling the start of this game as they lead Butler 8-2 with 2:54 in the quarter. The overhead game clock and scoreboard not working efficiently, so we might have a little delay here. So 3 officials huddled amongst themselves at half court. Everyone is aware of the situation. KHSAA Commissioner Julian Tackett traipsed over to take a look as well. So in essence, both these teams are going to maybe readjust some things.
Well, very much so. Gives them a time, actually a free timeout to settle down. This is probably beneficial to Butler right now.
Going to have 2 free throws for Pierre Rondo once play resumes, and the officials unabling, if you will, play to start here as the overhead clock and scoreboard not working correctly. We'd like to remind you, you can subscribe to Glycod's free-to-watch high school athletics platform as we strive to provide the most positive representation for high school athletics. You can find us on Glycod as we change the way you watch high school athletics. So Pierre Rondo, his imprint already felt in this game with an assist and a basket, and he's going to head to the free throw line for a couple momentarily. Got Kevin Gary beneath us, 3 rows in front of us, chatting with one of the officials. And the Mustangs doing what they need to do here defensively in the start of this game.
Very much so. I think, it's an understatement that defense is very important to them. And I know in talking and listening to Coach Levitz, he was concerned that the last game they gave up some points. Even though they were late in the game, didn't make a difference. He alluded to the fact that we gave up some points we shouldn't have.
So the delay going on about 5 minutes or so since the foul led into the media break.
Well, the scoreboard itself shows all the individual stats. It just, for whatever the reason, doesn't come up with the numbers for the team total.
Yeah, the only site clock that works is the overhead clock above each basket. Yep. That's the only clock in Rupp right now that reads the correct digits. So play will continue as Pierre Rondo for a couple where he shoots them at 73%. And Rondo will steer the first one up and in. So the Mustangs out to a quick lead. And Rondo's second is arced and in as well.
So Ryan Seeley checking in for North Oldham. They go a little smaller right now.
Seeley, 6'1" junior. As Butler with possession in the half-court, trailing by 8 points early as Heath will operate. And Heath finds Adrian Wilder. Wilder through contact, lost the handle. And North Oldham getting a bit handsy, but they're going to get the turnover. It's Pierre Rondo into forecourt. Rondo in the lane, comes to a jump stop. There is Seeley, far corner. And Rondo will reignite this offense as Heath shades him to the left, and Rondo slips to the right as well. Elbow jumper, perfect. Rondo with a half dozen, and North Oldham leading it 12-2. Stephen Tinsley on the floor for Butler, their sixth man. He'll pause in the lane. Colin Daniels getting a hand on that ball, and there will be a North Oldham foul.
Well, very much so. I thought Butler might have got away with one on that one.
And David Levitch chatting with the official. He didn't quite agree with that call, as Stephen Tinsley, 69% free throw shooter, will have two.
Well, Tinsley giving up a lot of size, and I thought the South defender had done a pretty good job, but I've never seen one take him back.
Free throw was off the mark. Tinsley will have one more. Butler sends on 6'7" sophomore Justin Green, and North Oldham will bring in 6'7" junior David Bradley. 5-point-a-night score.
So North with two more subs in for total 7 people in the game so far. Bradley gets the rebound.
And both free throws off the mark, so Butler leaving some points on the board.
Now Butler can't afford to do that.
As Rondo veers left wing, got to his spot, laid it up and short, and it's out of bounds off of a closing North Oldham player. It was David Bradley that poked it out last.
Pretty slick move. Rondo went left, brought the ball back to the right hand, got it through the defense, and actually missed a point-blank layup.
And Brandon Heath creeping into front court for Butler. Only one field goal for the Bears to start this game. It was a Brandon Heath putback.
Well, as long as you don't make turnover to feed Butler, you're going to shut their offense down. As we say that, they get their first bucket.
Santana Anderson whirling in the lane, and he laid that off the window. So both of Butler's guards on the board. And a 12-4 North Oldham stint with just about 7 minutes deep. David Bradley finds Oakland Shear. Elbow jumper is long. Corral rebound for Santana Anderson of Butler. And Anderson will set up shop. As Butler trying to go back-to-back on scores. Anderson drives, initiates contact, rejected out of there by David Bradley of North Oldham, and the Mustangs come out with it.
Bradley used his size to advantage, got a piece of the ball.
Here's Rondo near sideline. It's occupied Gus Soul. Now Tommy Gregg in front of the Butler bench. Bradley near elbow. Bradley working on the sophomore Green. Bradley attacks, muscle it up. Green said no thank you. And Butler out with it. Brandon Heath off the glass, and Green missed the putback from the doorstep for Butler, and North Oldham with a rebound. And Rondo into front court as we slide under 10 seconds in this opening quarter. Rondo at 5, just inside a half court. There's the high screen from Bradley. Rondo veering, and a long three, and it's off the mark, and that's going to close the first quarter as the three is off the mark from Gus Soul. Great start for North Oldham. They lead Butler 12-4. Second quarter coming up next on Glycod.
A Local 502 is powered by Louisville and Southern Indiana's best trained, most productive plumbers, pipe fitters, and HVAC service technicians. A proud community partner with over a century's worth of service, UA Local 502 members have the knowledge and experience for the project you want done, whether it's large or small. Visit lu502.com for information about the contractors who employ our members. UA Local 502. We do it right the first time.
1965 male graduate and basketball star George Tinsley knows the value of providing quality service. And that's what you get when you dine with Tinsley Family Concessions. They provide travelers with many fine choices at Louisville Muhammad Ali International Airport. Whether it's Kentucky Fried Chicken, Chili's, or Starbucks, you know your travel experience will be a more comfortable and convenient one. Learn more about our company by visiting the website tfcfamily.com.
You're watching Louisville Basketball Game Night on Glycod.
Chris Labar, Gary Forrest, and producer Steve Bird welcome you back to Rupp. North Oldham, a nice start, leading Butler 12-4. What's the adjustment the Bears make moving into the second period?
Well, one of the things they're going to have to do is find ways to manufacture points. You know, we talked about how North really took pride in their defense, and it showed itself. You know, only 4 points first quarter of a state tournament game. I don't care if you're sisters of the poor, you know, so hats off to North. They've really taken away the ability for Butler to score on the half court as well as transitions. If you don't turn the ball over, the other team doesn't get an opportunity at scoring easy points. And North so far has done that. They've eliminated that possibility.
Butler shooting sub 20% from the floor through 8 minutes. North Oldham, there you see, at 38%.
Well, you know, Chris, watching them during this tournament, you can tell they physically take pride in their defense.
Possession, North Oldham, right to left to start the second quarter. Tommy Gregg buries one from the near elbow.
I really like him. I just think he has great attributes to play at the next level. Size, he's a good shooter. He seems to be very coachable.
Butler in the half court. There's Brandon Heath. Heath inside the lane, pausing. Now Tinsley with possession. He cuts and draws a foul underneath as Tinsley whirled and twirled to the basket. And a North Oldham foul.
You know, if North can eliminate costly fouls, Butler's just going to have a hard time getting good looks.
Foul is on Gus Soule. First foul of the quarter on the Mustangs as Butler will inbound underneath. Adrian Wilder is checked back in. He's been pretty quiet thus far. Now Wilder receives the pass, and he buries a three.
Well, good shooters, they have good ears.
The announcer jinx in reverse. As Butler back within 7. Wilder, 87 made threes, and Tommy Gregg answers at the other end for North.
As I mentioned earlier, Gregg just has great range for a guy 6'7".
Gregg, 58 threes made on the season, and North Oldham now by 10. Santana Anderson will find Brandon Heath far sideline for Butler. As Heath utilizing a screen from Justin Green up top. Now Bargelot, left corner. Bargelot pausing. Back on top, Heath. Santana Anderson trying to initiate the offense. Anderson squeezes in the lane. Wilder receives and cuts from the foul line. He shoots, and it's long. And Tommy Gregg with a North Oldham rebound. Outlet, Pierre Rondo. Near sideline at Gus Soule. Soule spinning in the lane. He lost the handle. Stolen Santana Anderson, and he had it poked from behind, and North Oldham gets it back. There's Tommy Gregg between the wickets trying to evade the defending Henrik Bargelot. Now up top is Pierre Rondo. David Bradley in the corner, and North Oldham throws it away out of bounds. Colin Daniels is checked back in at the 6:04 mark. And Butler going to bring on 6'1" freshman Tristan Lowry. 10-point North Oldham lead. They've led throughout this game. Heath initiates contact, drove to the basket, challenged Daniels and missed the layup, and out come the Mustangs. There's Rondo. And Rondo in the corner. Outlet Tommy Gregg up top. Colin Daniels, skip pass, Oakland Shear. Shear, wonderful movement. Gregg up top, missed that three, top of the key, and Butler with a rebound. Brandon Heath will decelerate far corner. Now dumped down low, Henrik Bargelot. Lowry, left wing, he'll arc a three, short. Rebound snatched out of there by North Oldham's Tommy Gregg. Just over 5 minutes in the half. Funneled down to Daniels, and Colin Daniels turns and scores. Brandon Heath into front court. 3, top of the key. Good. And Butler is going to call timeout, and it's a full timeout. Brandon Heath with his 5th point. And a North Oldham 19-10 lead over Butler. More coverage coming up from Lexington in a moment on Glycod.
Tools and equipment to tips on finishing your project, see the helpful folks at Crestwood Hardware, your locally owned Ace Hardware store. Built on more than a century of service, Crestwood Hardware offers Oldham County's best and most convenient selection of products for your home, farm, or garden. Visit Crestwood Hardware, 6536 West Highway 22, phone 502-241-8491. And for rewards when you shop, download the Ace Hardware app.
For dependable, friendly heating, cooling, electric, and plumbing service, it's Kinzer & Kinzer at 200 East Jefferson Street in LaGrange. Locally owned and operated since 1983. Call 502-222-0497.
LaGrange Service Center is a professional automotive service center that aims to provide the highest level of customer satisfaction. Their team is dedicated to performing honest and ethical work. Their experienced technicians make affordably priced immediate and scheduled repairs. Plus, they offer 24-hour emergency roadside assistance and much more. Located at 409 West Jefferson Street, or call 502-222-1673. LaGrange Service Center.
You're watching Louisville Basketball Game Night on Glycod.
Back at Rupp Arena, big 3 for Brandon Heath, and Kevin Geary wanted to make a quick adjustment because he called timeout.
Very much so, and I think he also realized you can't get behind North a great amount, because if they expand this thing much more, it's going to be tough for Butler to recover.
Jason Frakes will join us at half, get his take on this first half and his thoughts on St. X that eked by today versus North Laurel. Coach Klein's group in the Final Four for the first time since 1962.
They had a pretty good player back then.
Oh, do tell.
I'm thinking that might have been a fellow by the name of Sullivan. That's before my time.
Before a lot of times. There's North Oldham now. Possession right to left out of the timeout. Gus Soul will find Tommy Gregg up top. Gregg veering to the basket, swirls in the lane. Green with a rejection, and Gregg followed and put it back in. So the lead back to double figures is Brandon Heath. Lofts it in the lane, left that short. It's one and done as Gregg underneath for the North Oldham rebound.
Very much so.
Gus Soul finds Shear. Now Shear, far baseline. Pierre Rondo, near wing in front of Coach Geary, and now Rondo will recenter it and try to attack Green with that length. Rondo, great bounce past Daniels, attacks, missed the layup. And Butler with a rebound, and then Justin Green lost it out of bounds. Santana Anderson back in for Brandon. He seems like Norris may be making Butler play a step too fast.
Well, I think Butler, is limited what they do. They score a lot of their points off the break, and when you eliminate the break, you eliminate opportunities.
Tommy Gregg missed the shot, followed again, and 2 more. North Oldham just dominating the backboard right now. There's Santana Anderson, near wing is Anderson backing in. Lob pass, good defense by Colin Daniels to poke it away, and North Oldham with a turnover. Pierre Rondo will lob it across the timeline to Gus Soul. Soul challenges Justin Green, and it's poked back. Tommy Gregg gets it and shoots a 3 left wing. That's off, and finally Wilder in for the Butler rebound, and a North Oldham foul as they'll challenge Adrian Wilder. It's going to be on Gus Soul, his second and the team's second of this second quarter. And Justin Green, the sophomore, will check out for Butler as they'll bring back Braden Wilkins. And Santana Anderson going to be the quarterback this possession for Butler. So creep into half court. Wilkins applying a screen, and now Anderson Squeezes to the left, the path open, and Daniels rejected it in the corner. Back to Bargelo. He missed a three, and Rondo flipped it back in play in North Oldham with possession. Here comes Rondo, opposite Tristan Lowry. Lowry will try to shadow him as Rondo squeezes by him. Rondo pull up from the elbow, banked it in, and a foul on Butler.
Chris, I don't know if you've noticed, but Rondo landed on his backside, but all the way down, his eyes never left the flight of the ball when it banked in. You know, and that's just good mental, physical discipline. Talk about a follow-through on a shot.
Media timeout, 2:55. The first half, North Oldham in control on Glycod.
A lot goes into taking care of your property. You need equipment with more durability, versatility, and #1 rated reliability built in. Like Kubota compact tractors that can do it all right. Z-Series mowers that deliver a quality cut. And the Sidekick utility vehicle built for hard work and fun at 40 miles per hour. Kubota equipment lives up to the highest standards. Yours. Visit your local dealer today.
Anderson Sales and Service in Madison, Crestwood, and Louisville.
When you're buying or selling a new home and you want to do it with few hassles, count on Polo Real Estate Group. Founded and owned by 1993 Male High graduate Dion Reese, Polo Real Estate has over 2 decades of experience and offers skillful consultation and representation for your sale or purchase. Polo Real Estate Group, a realtor you can trust.
You're watching Louisville Basketball Game Night on Glycod.
North Oldham in control, leading Butler by 15, just under 3 minutes in the first half. Rondo with another and one when we return, and Mustangs have been very, very impressive in this first half.
Very much so, and you know, Chris, sitting there thinking, we can look up, we can see the time on the clock, but you can't see the score, and you have to wonder how much that affects either of the team. You know, you're playing, and all you can do is have somebody from the bench tell you this is what it is. So it's a little different. It's not like summertime when you keep scoring your head.
Yeah, again, the clock not working. The main Rupp Arena clock above us, the clock and the scoreboard is out. The only clock working is above each basket. And Rondo with one more free throw here. 8 points and 3 assists thus far in the first half.
You know, I thought Coach did a really good job. Coach Geary sitting here in front of us, just getting his kids to calm down. So that there's a bit of frustration right now.
Rondo connecting the free throw. His tally now reads 9, and Butler staring at a 16-point deficit. Anderson up top finds Adrian Wilder. Back to Anderson, far sideline. Wilkins, a 3 top of the key. There it is. Boy, they could use some of those as Wilkins reduces the deficit to 13 as North Oldham into front court. Gasol on the handle. And a foul, Santana Anderson on Butler's. He'll reach in and foul Ryan Seeley. With 2:21 remaining in the second quarter. Second foul for Butler in the quarter, second for the game on Anderson. As Brandon Heath back in for Butler. Brandon 5 points on the evening. There's a lob underneath at Daniels. Daniels finds Tommy Gregg. Now Gregg inside the line. Muscles it up through Wilkins and put it in. The lead at 15, just over 2 minutes in the half. Adrian Wilder up top now. Wilder probing in the corner, finds Heath, arcs a 3, short. Bargelo backside for a Butler rebound, and Bargelo put it in. Under 2 minutes now in the half as Rondo drawing a double team in backcourt. Floats near corner to Shear. And Oakland, nice catch there near sideline. There's Rondo, a rare turnover, and Brandon Heath with a Butler layup at the other end. And a North Oldham timeout as the lead reduced to 11 and a rare live ball turnover for North.
Yeah, very much so. So it's good to see Butler respond, and I think you can thank the coach for that. That last time out seemed to settle them down just a little bit.
And David Levitch very promptly called timeout after the turnover. He didn't want any more of this momentum to slide to the left side.
Well, David's become a very proud defensive coach, and when they give up easy buckets, I think he takes it personally.
There's Kevin Geary right in front of us, very animated with that Butler huddle, and you sense a little more positive mojo from them, a little more confidence leaving the huddle.
Well, when they didn't get to sit down, he told them, no, we're not sitting. You guys need to stand and listen.
So North Oldham possession, length of the floor here in the balance of this first half. Mustangs have led throughout. The lead now at 11 as Tommy Gregg, the 6'7 junior, brings it into front court.
That's interesting in itself, isn't it?
And Gregg working opposite Bargelo. Gregg bailed high pass. Oakland Shear far left on that Sweet 16 imprint. Gregg high left, Fields. Foul line jumper and a foul on Butler. I believe Bargelo may have got a hand on that shot.
A little late call. It was a foul. You got Bargelo 6'7" running the guard point, and he's being guarded by a traditional guard.
So 2 free throws for North Oldham's Tommy Gregg. Only shoots him at 53%. Missed that one. Stephen Tinsley back on for the Bears, and the Mustangs counter with David Bradley as Colin Daniels will get a much-deserved rest. And one more free throw looming for Gregg as the lead at 11. As Gregg's second free throw well long, and rebound cradled by Butler. Brought down by Tinsley, outlet Heath. Brandon Heath drives to the basket. He lost the handle, and here comes Pierre Rondo. And Rondo sprinting up the floor and lays it up and in. Under a minute now. The lead ballooning back to 13. Santana Anderson up top, and Anderson around Braden Wilkins. There's Brandon Heath, and Heath attacking the basket, lays it in off the window. Able to elevate that over Gregg and Bradley's outstretched arms, and a steal by Wilkins, and Butler with a layup at the other end. It's a Stephen Tinsley, Tinsley put it in with 25 seconds in the half. As Tinsley badgering Gregg in backcourt, and Gregg nearly threw that away far sideline. North Oldham with possession as Soule will have it. Now Rondo finds Shear high left at 5 seconds left. Shear inside the lane, back out for a three. Off the mark. Gregg with a rebound, and that's going to conclude the first half. North Oldham controlling the first half. Butler showing some signs of life late in the quarter, and a 9-point Mustang lead at half. Kevin Geary having a one-on-one conversation with Raymond Lightfoot, the official. And that's going to take us to break. North Oldham by 9. Jason Frakes will join us momentarily. You're watching and listening to the Sweet 16 live from Lexington on Glycon.
A Local 502 is powered by Louisville and Southern Indiana's best trained, most productive plumbers, pipe fitters, and HVAC service technicians. A proud community partner with over a century's worth of service, UA Local 502 members have the knowledge and experience for the project you want done, whether it's large or small. Visit lu502.com for information about the contractors who employ our members. UA Local 502. We do it right the first time. Only your locally owned Cub Cadet dealer has genuine parts, accessories, trained service technicians, and the widest selection of innovative Cub Cadet products. We're here for you whenever you need us, with expert service and support to keep your equipment running at peak performance for years to come. Visit your locally owned power equipment dealer. Anderson Sales and Service in Madison, Crestwood, and Louisville.
When you bundle home and auto, life can be easier. You choose coverage that makes sense for you, at a price that's right for you, and a local State Farm agent who's there for you.
Call State Farm agent Leslie Gilly in Oldham County today.
Welcome to Holy Smokes Barbecue.
At Holy Smokes Barbecue, our pitmasters smoke up mouth-watering ribs, chicken, brisket, mutton, and more. From sandwiches to full dinners, with a complete list of sides and desserts. Holy Smokes Barbecue. Just tell them that the man in the big white hat sent you.
Order up.
How's the pork chop taste?
It's pretty good. It's the best one I've ever had.
Holy Smokes Barbecue. Tell them the man in the big white hat sent you.
When you want the right agents for your real estate needs, choose the Van Treese team with True Blood Real Estate. Former University of Louisville basketball star Stephen Van Treese and his wife Laura Protinick Van Treese combine local knowledge, dedication, and results to help you buy or sell with confidence. Contact the Van Treese team at 502-468-1463. Because no other real estate team quite measures up when you experience the True Blood advantage.
Red Ball is Southern Indiana's recycling choice because we can turn the scrap metal you bring into scrap money. Located in Jeff and Madison.
1965 male graduate and basketball star George Tensley knows the value of providing quality service. And that's what you get when you dine with Tensley Family Concessions. They provide travelers with many fine choices at Louisville Muhammad Ali International Airport. Whether it's Kentucky Fried Chicken, Chili's, or Starbucks, you know your travel experience will be a more comfortable and convenient one. Learn more about our company by visiting the website tfcfamily.com.
Tonight's halftime report is brought to you by Tinsley Family Concessions, a tradition of corporate excellence and community service. For more, visit tfcfamily.com.
Halftime, North Oldham leading Butler 30-21. Let's welcome in Courier-Journal sports columnist Jason Frakes. What do you make of the first half?
I think Butler kind of came out flat. It seemed to me took them a little while to find a little rhythm. You know, Rondo has been hard to stop for their defense. But Butler did kind of pick up the defense a little bit in the second quarter there. Got a couple of turnovers, a couple of easy baskets. I think that's, you know, if they are going to get all the way back, I think they're going to have to turn up the defensive pressure and keep it that way and take some risk and try to get some easy baskets off turnovers.
Both these teams have had such fantastic seasons for the Bears, really a historic year, and the way that they've done it seems like there's so much greater than their parts.
Yeah, I mean, you know, I think their top 5 or 6 guys all average between something like 8 and 14 points, something like that. So, you know, Adrian Wilder's, you know, their best scorer, but, you know, one of those guys can go off for 15 or 20 points a night, and you know, they got a couple of shooters, and then everybody else kind of plays their roles, and they all kind of have the same role. And Kevin Gary's complained for as long as I know him about never having a big man who can go in there and rebound. So they're always rebounding challenged a little bit, but beyond that, they definitely make the most of what they have.
In his conversation with Gary Forrest before the game, he talked about the importance of rebounding, and we'll show the stats in the next segment, and they're not faring too well on the backboard.
Yeah, I didn't see what it was, but I'm sure it's not good.
It's not good.
I wonder how many second chance points North Oldham has as well.
What do you make of the Mustangs, and more specifically Pierre Rondo?
They're really good. They have really good size to the point where, you know, David Levitch kind of switched up their defenses this year. They'd been playing zone for the last couple of years, went man to try to take advantage of that size, and you know. They lost Austin Sears at the beginning of the year, the transfer to Montgomery County, and he's a great player. I'm not taking anything away from him, but you wonder how much that's allowed Pierre to, you know, kind of take control of that offense. And you know, he's been outstanding this year. I can't wait to see his progression over the next 4 years.
And then Eli Green, Green last month. He's a 9-point per night scorer. And Gary talked about this. David Levitch, one of the state's best coaching jobs this season.
Yeah, he's done an excellent job. I mean, they don't have beyond Pierre being an 8th grader, they don't really have someone you look at that team and say, that guy's a stud. But, you know, kind of like Butler, greater than the sum of their parts kind of thing. And but, you know, when they're shooting the ball well, you know, and I guess that goes for any team really, but, you know, they kind of, you know, they can get really hot from the three. We saw it the other night in the first round, and really just kind of go on some huge runs.
Speaking of studs, St. X has a couple of them. What do you make of the Tigers?
They're going to be tough to beat. They got past that first game, and then they survived a scare this afternoon against North Laurel, and North Laurel had a chance to win that game at the end. It was just really all I think you can ask for any opponent at St. X right now is keep it close and maybe try to find a way to steal it at the end, because they're another team that can just snap off an 18-2 run in a matter of 2 minutes. When they get running up and down, they're a locomotive.
And you have to reflect to last year, right? Losing their first round game to J-Town, could that have been a fuel for them that they needed to cut the nets down this week?
Yeah, I think it's a little cliche on the media, because we're fond of saying that. But I do think there is something to having been through it before. The guys who got to experience the state tournament last year, sometimes you have to suffer a loss before you can finally, I think of those GRC girls teams the last few years who finally broke through and got a state title this year.
GRC boys, Marshall County to follow this one. I know that's not your coverage area. You have any insight on that game?
I think GRC is a pretty heavy favorite going into that. Last night was the first time I got to see them, and they're really good. I mean, I think they have a shot to get I think if it's North Oldham GRC in that semifinal tomorrow, that will be a great game. But then will whoever wins that game have anything left for the final, especially it being the second semifinal? I think that's going to be a really physical, if it is North Oldham and GRC, a really physical game, and that worries me for the final going against a St. X team that's probably going to be pretty fresh.
Thanks for the time.
You bet.
Jason Frakes of the Courier-Journal. We thank him for his efforts and his time this evening. Gary Forrest with his analysis and your halftime numbers on the other side of this pause from Glycod.
1965 male graduate and basketball star George Tensley knows the value of providing quality service, and that's what you get when you dine with Tensley Family Concessions. They provide travelers with many fine choices at Louisville Muhammad Ali International Airport. Whether it's Kentucky Fried Chicken, Chili's, or Starbucks, you know your travel experience will be a more comfortable and convenient one. Learn more about our company by visiting the website tfcfamily.com.
Hey, I didn't order any pizza.
Jake from State Farm. After you saved me so much dough on insurance with that Parker promo, I devised a promo for you.
Here's the deal, Parker. State Farm offers everyone surprisingly great rates.
Right. Pepperoni pockets, cuckoo crusties.
There's no promo, it's just great rates.
And a side of ranch.
For surprisingly great rates and great service, call State Farm agent Mike Shelton in Louisville today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
UA Local 502 is powered by Louisville and Southern Indiana's best trained, most productive plumbers, pipe fitters, and HVAC service technicians. A proud community partner with over a century's worth of service, UA Local 502 members have the knowledge and experience for the project you want done, whether it's large or small. Visit lu502.com for information about the contractors who employ our members. UA Local 502. We do it right the first time.
Research has shown high school sports to be a great community influence. Join scores of local businesses that have partnered with Glycod in sponsoring live, hometown-oriented sports programming on our video and social media platforms. For more information, email info@glycod.com.
This is the mower that cut the lawn, that became the place their kids grew up. The legendary Exmark Laser Z is the zero-turn mower more landscape pros trust. For cut quality, comfort, and reliability. Exmark, official mowers of the backyard life. Visit your local dealer or explore the Exmark Laser Z online for special finance offers, available now.
Founded in 1910 in the Ohio Valley region, German-American Bank has been raising the standards in banking and wealth management for over a century. Big enough to provide the conveniences of modern banking, yet small enough to care about the people and communities we serve. Because we believe that when a community thrives, its people prosper. We're lending more than money. We're lending a hand. German American Bank, building our community together.
You're watching Louisville Basketball Game Night on Glycod.
Now let's take a look at some first half numbers from our friends at German American Bank. They've served communities since 1910. North Oldham, Gary, despite 1 of 7 3-point shooting, has a 9-point lead, and they're shooting very efficiently from 2-point range.
Well, defense covers a lot of things when you don't make them, and we bragged on their defense, and I thought their defense really was the turning point of the game, to the point where Butler got a little frustrated. Their coach did a great job in a timely timeout to settle their kids down, because I thought they were going to start one-on-one and stuff, and got them back in the sync. But they still got a long way to go.
Mustangs +7 on the backboard. That has been very significant. And both teams taking pretty good care of the ball, although Butler forcing some late turnovers in the first half.
As David would call them, those late turnover things.
Your leading scorers, Pierre Rondo with 11, Brandon Heath with 9 points, and Adrian Wilder been relatively quiet offensively for the Bears.
Well, I really felt like they would try to take the 2 3-point shooters and encourage others to shoot them, and that's partially being the good defense on the shooters, and at the same time give some other guys openings where they would shoot them, kind of lured them into it, if you will.
Rondo 11, actually Thomas Gregg, I beg your pardon, is North's leading scorer. Gregg with 13 points on 6 of 12 shooting. Colin Daniels has 4 points, a basket for Oakland Shear. For Butler, it's Brandon Heath with 9, and then no one else above 3 points, Gary.
No, and they can't survive with just one person in double figures. They have to work too hard for everything else they get. And give North credit, they've taken a lot of those things away. And, Franklin did a good job, Thomas did a good job of getting early made jumpers, which gave North that lead.
Second half is next. North Oldham leading Butler 30-21 from the Sweet 16 on Glycod.
A Local 502 is powered by Louisville and Southern Indiana's best trained, most productive plumbers, pipe fitters, and HVAC service technicians. A proud community partner with over a century's worth of service, UA Local 502 members have the knowledge and experience for the project you want done, whether it's large or small. Visit lu502.com for information about the contractors who employ our members. UA Local 502. We do it right the first time.
1965 male graduate and basketball star George Tensley knows the value of providing quality service. And that's what you get when you dine with Tensley Family Concessions. They provide travelers with many fine choices at Louisville Muhammad Ali International Airport. Whether it's Kentucky Fried Chicken, Chili's, or Starbucks, you know your travel experience will be a more comfortable and convenient one. Learn more about our company by visiting the website tfcfamily.com.
You're watching Louisville Basketball Game Night on Glycod.
Glycod is proud to present tonight's game on the KHSAA platform, and you can join us as well by subscribing to Glycod's free-to-watch platform as we change the way you watch high school athletics. So it's Butler basketball to start this second half. Bears will have it right to left, and a very important sequence for them here to get this game going.
Well, Chris, if you're Butler, just remember, you don't have to get it all back at once, but just chip away.
Driving is Heath, and just like that, Butler down 7 as Heath lays it in. Heath with 11. That's just beneath his season average of 13. As North Oldham, they've led by 12, the lead now 7. There's Gus Soule maneuvering into half court, finds Colin Daniels at the high post as Daniels build high pass near corner to Oakland Shear. Now Daniels will pause. Tommy Gregg up top as Gregg swirls in the lane. That's a wonderful move, but he left that shot short, and Butler with a rebound. Brought down by Bargello. Here comes Santana Anderson. Anderson attacks, lays it in.
Well, that's 2 buckets to start off the half by Butler. We talked about chipping away.
Heath and Anderson going back-to-back, and Butler outscoring the Mustangs 4-0 in the first 60 seconds of this second half. There's Gus Soul probing left corner, arcing a 3, and a big one. It's made for Oakland Shear, and we're going to have a North Oldham timeout. Oakland Shear with a big 3 as the Mustangs pause play for 30 seconds. Shear, his 44th made 3 of the season, 17 points yesterday versus Lyon County, and sometimes he falls under the radar with all their arsenal.
Right. They've got specialists, guys that do this, guys that do that. Shear does a little of each.
So possession, Butler length of the floor as North Oldham bumps it back to 8 points. And what has Butler found by driving the ball with those left-handed guards?
Well, what you're doing is you're getting North back on their heels. They're going north-south. And that way you accent your athletic abilities if you're Butler. The quickness comes back into play.
Butler to bring it across is Brandon Heath. Traipsing into forecourt. Now weaves left corner. Back up top, it's funneled to Santana Anderson, and now Bargello will have it top of the key.
They're trying to get Wilder the ball to get a 3, get him going.
There's Heath attacking left-hand dribble, and an and 1 as the basket goes in, and a North Oldham foul.
Well, that's 3 straight buckets, all on dribble drive to the basket.
And all to the left as Heath, 13 points on the evening, as Gus Soul picks up his 3rd North Oldham foul.
Now, if North makes adjustments, then Wilder comes into play.
Free throw perfectly executed by Heath. And North Oldham.
Full court, man
yes,
to man
they
by
are.
Butler.
Being pressed in the backcourt.
Whoa.
There's Shear, and he got away with a travel, but he threw it out of bounds anyway.
He got away with one, but not the second one.
So out of bounds possession, Butler. 6:29 in the third. As Santana Anderson will arc it in backcourt to Brandon Heath, and he's been the story tonight for the Bears. Heath utilizing a screen from Wilkins. Heath left-hand dribble. Too high for Bargello, out of bounds. Turnover to North Oldham.
Well, the play was set to get the ball back to Wilder.
Tommy Gregg inbounding.
Whoa.
Pass was deflected. North Oldham with it at the other end. There's Daniels underneath, and Soul has his shot blocked by Heath. And out come the Butler Bears. There's Santana Anderson into forecourt. In front of the Butler bench, Wilder a deep 3 up top. Bingo!
I told you that was coming. They've been setting him up for the last 2 plays.
Wilder a big one. A basket lead for North, and Wilder nearly got a steal in backcourt, and North able to handle it. There's Rondo in between the wickets into front court. Gregg high left for the Mustangs. Gregg driving to the basket through Wilkins. There's Soul in the corner in front of the North bench.
2-point game, 33-31. Butler's got themselves back into it.
Trailed by 9 at the half. As Rondo being shadowed by Brandon Heath. Rondo slides left, splits the double team, initiates contact, and a foul on Butler underneath as the shot comes up off the mark.
Chris, with this shot clock not recording the total scores, I think a lot of people aren't aware of this is now a 2-point game. Because what Butler has done, they've played and scored these points in just bunches.
Yeah, the overhead shot only shows the stream score, so
right.
It's very difficult to ascertain as Rondo's free throw is off the mark. And Butler going to bring on Steven Tinsley, and momentum has shifted to the south end here in this second half. Rondo again arcs that one perfect. So North Oldham by 3. And Pierre, 12 points on the evening as Butler's Brandon Heath will exhale and gingerly bring it into front court. There's Heath, a three on the run. Tie game! Brandon Heath, 16 biggins tonight for Butler. Tommy Gregg, far sideline, and he'll bring it into front court. North Oldham is led throughout as Gregg trying to evade Stephen Tinsley in the corner. Shear camps out for a three. That's in and out when halfway down. Butler with a rebound and a Tommy Gregg foul on North Oldham. First foul on Gregg, second on North Oldham. And Butler here trying to come all the way back. If trailed by 12, they got a chance here to take their first lead of the game.
Watch a high screen, rubbing Wiles off.
Brandon Heath trying to evade Tommy Gregg. Heath a three, short. Colin Daniels, the North rebound. And Pierre Rondo comes up the floor. Rondo draws the double team across the timeline. Shear. And Shear will hand to Pierre Rondo behind him. Rondo drawing opposite two. As Shear finds Gus Soul, a high arcing three. That's off the mark from the corner. Daniels with the North rebound. Back out again to Pierre Rondo. Rondo slides left. And a foul on Butler as Stephen Tinsley, per official Raymond Lightfoot, it's going to be instead on Brandon Heath of Butler. Second foul on Butler, first on Heath as Rondo back to the line for two. Free throw from Rondo is in. And Wilkins pleading his case. He was stationary, but the foul prior to that, as they called Heath with the reach.
Well, Coach Geary, not too far from us, just echoed the sentiments. Every time he gets touched, they call a foul. So I assume he's saying Rondo might get a little preferential treatment.
A little young to get the friendly whistle.
I tell you what, a coach's frustration.
And Butler now will inbound Brandon Heath from Adrian Wilder as North Oldham back on top by two.
A different set now. Butler doing this to try to get the ball to the wing and make post entries.
Heath camping out a three up top. Yes!
Boy, I like the set.
Brandon Heath. And the ball deflected in backcourt. Tommy Gregg out with it for North as they try to break this press. Gregg across the timeline. Over now to Henry Howard. It's checked in as Howard in front of the North bench. There's Rondo in the corner. Rondo lost the handle. Outlet pass, Adrian Wilder, a Butler, and Butler lays it in. 39-36 Bears with 3 minutes in the third. And Howard across the timeline. And this Butler defense has really picked things up, and there's a Bear foul. Reach on Brandon Heath.
Well, it's the first time in this tournament up here in Lexington that I've seen North's players showing that they are both mentally, physically frustrated right now with the way things go. Of course, the other team has scored 5 out of their next 6 times down. That'll do it.
And Butler will send out Santana Anderson as Tristan Lowry comes back in with just over 3 minutes left in this third quarter. Oakland Shear, a three on the run. It's short. Pinballed around Adrian Wilder for Butler. And Wilder chisels to the basket. Great pass. Layup is in for Tinsley. 41-36 as Tristan Lowry put it in. Here's Gregg into front court. Gregg in the corner. Howard's three. It's good. With 2:30 left. Back at the other end, Wilkins, and a foul underneath on North Oldham with 2:26 left in this third.
Rondo trying to set up to take the charge, wasn't set. And as a result, Butler will go to the line.
A feverish pace as Butler to the free throw line, leading by 2. And we're back to Lexington right after this timeout on Glycod.
Tools and equipment to tips on finishing your project, see the helpful folks at Crestwood Hardware, your locally owned Ace Hardware store. Built on more than a century of service, Crestwood Hardware offers Oldham County's best and most convenient selection of products for your home, farm, or garden. Visit Crestwood Hardware, 6536 West Highway 22, phone 502-241-8491. And for rewards when you shop, download the Ace Hardware app.
For dependable, friendly heating, cooling, electric, and plumbing service, it's Kinzer & Kinzer at 200 East Jefferson Street in LaGrange. Locally owned and operated since 1983. Call 502-222-0497.
LaGrange Service Center is a professional automotive service center that aims to provide the highest level of customer satisfaction. Their team is dedicated to performing honest and ethical work. Their experienced technicians make affordably priced immediate and scheduled repairs. Plus, they offer 24-hour emergency roadside assistance and much more. Located at 409 West Jefferson Street, or call 502-222-1673. LaGrange Service Center.
You're watching Louisville Basketball Game Night on Glycod.
Butler to the free throw line with 2:29 in this third, leading by 2. They have outscored North Oldham by 11 points in the first 5.5 minutes of this second half.
Very much so. Everything transition basketball. What they lacked the first half, they've got cranked up here to start this third quarter. And as a result, not only that, but surprisingly, Chris, one of the things they've done, they've made threes, but not the guys you would expected to make the threes.
Braden Wilkins for 2. Wilkins, 67% free throw shooter on the season. That was a big three, by the way, for North Oldham's Henry Howard, 5'11 junior. Only averages 3.
Off the bench.
As Wilkins steers in the free throw, and it popped out. And Wilkins, one more free throw, trying to grow this back to a 3-point Bears advantage. And the second free throw is up and long, and North Oldham with a rebound as Howard got it.
2 big misses. Back to the press.
And Howard into forecourt for North Oldham. Skip past Oakland Shear up top on that big blue UK logo as Shear goes around a screen. Held high pass over to Henry Howard. There's a corner 3 Oakland Shear, and North Oldham has retaken the lead. So back-to-back Mustang threes. And Oakland Shear now with 8 points on the evening. Stephen Tinsley will find Brandon Heath up top for Butler as Heath attacks. Far sideline, it's Lowry. In the corner, back to Brandon Heath as Heath operating with that left-hand dribble finds Wilder up top. There's Heath. Top of the key, some 25, now 30 feet as he'll backpedal and retreat near half court, and they're going to try one more time from that angle. Belled high pass near sideline, funneled over to Tristan Lowry. As Lowry attacks, and a Butler timeout. You just got the sense that that possession was a little bit disjointed.
No, coach watched him once, and he finally shaking his head, said, I'm going to timeout, get them back where we want them.
30-second timeout. We will keep things here as Butler will have possession with 1:18 in this third quarter. Tommy Gregg been a little bit quiet offensively in this half, and Butler has also done a better job on the backboard.
Oh, I think so. Everything's been more active. They've got the tempo they've created that they wanted. First half, it was all North setting the tempo.
And Butler inbounding near sideline, just to the immediate right of the Bears bench as Adrian Wilder will bounce it in play. And here come the Bears as Brandon Heath flips it over to Lowry, far corner. Back to Heath. Nearing the 1 minute mark of this third quarter. Heath around a screen from Wilkins. Now Heath, top of the key, underneath. And the basket is up and off, challenged by Tinsley. And North Oldham out with it as Butler wants a foul. Mustang possession. Shear, corner three, that's well short, but he got his own rebound, and Shear takes it up and off, and finally it's out of bounds. North Oldham. As that ball ricocheted off of Braden Wilkins underneath, and the Mustangs going to get a third opportunity. .38 seconds in the third. Mustangs underneath their own basket. Inbound, Henry Howard. Handoff, Pierre Rondo on that Rupp Arena logo in front of the seated fans on the sideline. There's Howard in the corner. Henry Howard above his head. Finds Oakland Shear. Being shadowed by Wilkins. As Shear will hand to Pierre Rondo. As Rondo weaves and twists his way in the lane. Up off the mark with the left. And Daniels poked it back to Shear for North Oldham. And there's the basket as Oakland Shear puts it in. With 4 seconds left in the third, Brandon Heath, a half-court heave. Off the rim, no good. And after three, North Oldham leading Butler 44-41. More coverage from Lexington after this.
Founded in 1910 in the Ohio Valley region, German American Bank has been raising the standards in banking and wealth management for over a century. Big enough to provide the conveniences of modern banking, yet small enough to care about the people and communities we serve. Because we believe that when a community thrives, its people prosper. We're lending more than money. We're lending a hand. German American Bank, building our community together.
A lot goes into taking care of your property. You need equipment with more durability, versatility, and #1 rated reliability built in. Like Kubota compact tractors that can do it all right. Z-Series mowers that deliver a quality cut. And the Sidekick utility vehicle built for hard work and fun at 40 miles per hour. Kubota equipment lives up to the highest standards. Yours. Visit your local dealer today.
Anderson Sales and Service in Madison, Crestwood, and Louisville.
Time matters, and when you need a fast and easy car wash, try Clementine's. Family owned and open 24 hours a day. Clementine's is a touchless wash that can make your car look as good as new in as little as 3 minutes. Visit them at Kroger Fuel Center at 2010 Highway 53 in LaGrange. Clementine's, a proud supporter of high school athletics and juiced by Thomas Car Wash.
You're watching Louisville Basketball Game Night on Glycod.
North Oldham by 10 on the backboard and by 3 on the scoreboard. As we welcome you back, start of the fourth quarter. And North Oldham on the offensive end here to start this fourth. And the Mustangs left to right as they'll inbound at side court. Gasol pausing far corner. Oakland Shear has it up top for North. Howard attacking now. Shear inside the paint area. Finds Soul in front of the Mustang bench. Now dumped down in the lane to Daniels. Back out Rondo. Rondo attacks. Soul top of the key. He'll heave a three, and it's in.
Well, that was about an NBA three there. Got his money's worth.
And credit the Mustangs. They made 3 big threes on this comeback trail.
They really have.
Santana Anderson pausing now. Wilder attacks for Butler. Brandon Heath. Bargelo a corner three. There it is. Much needed for Butler. Just over 7 minutes to play. North by 3. There's Oakland Shear trying to evade Adrian Wilder in front of half court. Now Shear brings it across, and he'll hand to Howard on the weave as Howard spins in the lane. Soul in the corner. Now he'll recycle it with that left-hand pelvis high dribble. Now shakes baseline.
North Oldham actually going with 4 guards, 1 post player right now at Daniels.
And Daniels will possess it top of the key. The exchange and handoff to Pierre Rondo as Rondo backpedals near half court, drawing Santana Anderson. Rondo veers left, lays it up and off, and Daniels on the offensive backboard with a putback.
Boy, Daniels, Johnny on the spot.
Just over 6 minutes as Butler with possession down 5. Anderson at the foul line. Heath driving, and Heath a high arcer long. Daniels' length changed that shot. And North Oldham with a rebound. It's Howard who's provided some big minutes. There's Rondo losing the handle, and Butler's going to get a layup at the other end. Santana Anderson puts it up. He missed the layup, and Wilder fouled underneath as Gus Soul boxing out Wilder. And Santana Anderson could not make that layup.
Going back with size now. Greg coming in.
Yeah, Tommy Gregg in, Gus Soul out for North. As Butler inbounding underneath. Heath floats it in play. There's Anderson left wing. With Oakland Shear, that length collapsing the defense. Anderson drives. Bargelot baseline, back to Anderson from the elbow. Got it! Nice response by Santana.
Well, Bargelot set it up. He drove, was under control, and hit his man rolling down the lane.
Oakland Shear veering left. Now pauses. Up top, it's Tommy Gregg. Gregg trying to evade the defense. Oakland Shear on the exchange, and Shear finds Henry Howard left corner. Contemplated a 3 and opts instead.
Really trying to post up Thomas inside, but nice floated back out. Thomas and Daniels, 2-man game.
There's Colin Daniels, and he'll hand to Oakland Shear. Shear driving, and a Butler foul. It's going to be up top on Santana Anderson.
Under the 5-minute mark here in the 4th. It's become a close one.
And North Oldham now inbounding, rifled in. Pierre Rondo as Rondo swerves back. Howard alone for a 3. Got it. That young man has made some big plays in this game.
Everybody looks for that unsung hero right now. Howard's wearing those shoes for North.
See what Butler can do. Wilder's 3, and he answers far sideline. And a Butler timeout. Is Adrian Wilder answers the Henry Howard 3, and we're going to take a break after this Butler timeout. Back in just a moment from Rupp Arena on Glycod.
A lot goes into taking care of your property. You need equipment with more durability, versatility, and #1 rated reliability built in. Like Kubota compact tractors that can do it all right. Z-Series mowers that deliver a quality cut. And the Sidekick utility vehicle built for hard work and fun at 40 miles per hour. Kubota equipment lives up to the highest standards. Yours. Visit your local dealer today.
Anderson Sales and Service in Madison, Crestwood, and Louisville.
When you're buying or selling a new home and you want to do it with few hassles, count on Polo Real Estate Group. Founded and owned by 1993 Male High graduate Dion Reese, Polo Real Estate has over 2 decades of experience and offers skillful consultation and representation for your sale or purchase. Polo Real Estate Group, a realtor you can trust.
You're watching Louisville Basketball Game Night on Glycod.
North Oldham by 3, 4:34 remaining as the Bears promptly called timeout, leaving them with 2. What's their adjustment here in the finishing stages of this game?
Well, as I'm watching them right now, everybody's getting their input in, and sometimes that might lead to confusion, but I think the wholesale of that is you've got to know where people are, and it starts with Rondo. Been relatively quiet since the first quarter, yet he's the most dangerous guy out there, so you better not forget where he's at, because he's not only good scoring, he's probably better getting the ball to open people. On the other end, still got to know where your shooters are. that's how they got themselves back in this game the second half.
And for Butler, I think defensively they had to select who they were going to take out of the game, and they've let Howard, only averaging 3 points, get some looks. Maybe that was by design, but he's made them pay.
You play percentages, bring that guy off the bench. You haven't seen him much. You say, let's get off of him, and it's come back to bite him a little bit. It's a chess game.
Will be Mustang basketball, two very well-coached teams. As North Oldham, left to right, length of the floor, all 94 feet here in Lexington. As Shear crouching down low, and he'll bring it into front court. Up top now, it's funneled back to Henry Howard, and Howard in the lane. And that pass deflected off a shoe top and scarfed up by Butler. Santana Anderson, top of the key. There's Brandon Heath, left wing. Bargelot for a three in the tie. It's off. And rebound North Oldham. Is Oakland Shear corralling that rebound.
Bargelot maybe a little quick on the trigger on that shot.
There's Shear, far sideline for North. Around a Tommy Gregg screen. Up top, Pierre Rondo. There's Rondo veering left, trying to shake Anderson. Up top, Colin Daniels. Back to Pierre Rondo. Rondo this time drives right. North Oldham collapses, and a turnover out. Bargelot 1-on-2, and Bargelot put it in and drew a foul. Bargelot bulldozing his way through heavy congestion, rammed it in and drew a foul.
Well, can't say enough for the outlet pass. His teammate spotted him about 80 feet away and laid one right on the money. And like you say, Bargelot hit it with two defenders hanging all over him.
He knows one speed, and Bargelot has tied this game with a made free throw.
Well, one thing about the Bears, there's no dying that bear.
North Oldham just now inbounding. It's found to Howard in backcourt, up to Gregg. And they've been shaky against this press. There's Shear into front court. There's Shear in the corner, Tommy Gregg. Gregg around a Daniels screen. Gregg veering right all the way to the basket, and a Butler foul. I believe Wilkinson will be called from the bump.
Well, Wilkins giving up some size inside, and that's what happened then.
As North will inbound underneath. Oakland Shear finds Tommy Gregg in the corner in front of the North bench. Greer left-hand dribble, backing his way in the lane. Wonderful move, and he'll put it in.
Nice up and under.
And a North Oldham timeout with 3:11 remaining. Tommy Gregg with that basket now up to 15 points for the Mustangs. And it will extend to a full timeout. More coverage from Lexington coming up now. A word from German American Bank on Glycod.
Founded in 1910 in the Ohio Valley region, German American Bank has been raising the standards in banking and wealth management for over a century. Big enough to provide the conveniences of modern banking, yet small enough to care about the people and communities we serve. Because we believe that when a community thrives, its people prosper. We're lending more than money. We're lending a hand. German American Bank, building our community together.
A lot goes into taking care of your property. You need equipment with more durability, versatility, and #1 rated reliability built in. Like Kubota compact tractors that can do it all right. Z-Series mowers that deliver a quality cut. And the Sidekick utility vehicle built for hard work and fun at 40 miles per hour. Kubota equipment lives up to the highest standards. Yours. Visit your local dealer today.
Anderson Sales and Service in Madison, Crestwood, and Louisville.
Time matters, and when you need a fast and easy car wash, try Clementine's. Family owned and open 24 hours a day. Clementine's is a touchless wash that can make your car look as good as new in as little as 3 minutes. Visit them at Kroger Fuel Center at 2010 Highway 53 in LaGrange. Clementine's, a proud supporter of high school athletics, and juiced by Thomas Car Wash.
You're watching Louisville Basketball Game Night on Glycod.
Two-point game with just over 3 minutes remaining. Butler basketball out of the North Oldham timeout. That last basket by Tommy Gregg equaled his season average at 15 points. As Adrian Wilder will inbound for Butler, and North Oldham going to pick up at half court. So here comes Heath, and he'll exchange with Santana Anderson, the fellow left-handed backcourt mate for Butler. As Anderson lofts near wing Wilkins, woven around Bargello. And Heath comes to meet the pass, and he'll start the offense from just inside a half court as Heath traipses near wing. Up top, Wilkins, a very long three, and it's off, and Wilder floated it back in play, and it's out of bounds to North Oldham. And that will take us to immediate timeout. 2:41 remaining. North Oldham by 2, and they'll have the basketball in just a moment on Glycod.
Tools and equipment to tips on finishing your project. See the helpful folks at Crestwood Hardware, your locally owned Ace Hardware store. Built on more than a century of service, Crestwood Hardware offers Oldham County's best and most convenient selection of products for your home, farm, or garden. Visit Crestwood Hardware, 6536 West Highway 22, phone 502-241-8491. And for rewards when you shop, download the Ace Hardware app.
For dependable, friendly heating, cooling, electric, and plumbing service, it's Kinzer & Kinzer at 200 East Jefferson Street in LaGrange. Locally owned and operated since 1983. Call 502-222-0497.
LaGrange Service Center is a professional automotive service center that aims to provide the highest level of customer satisfaction. Their team is dedicated to performing honest and ethical work. Their experienced technicians make affordably priced immediate and scheduled repairs. Plus, they offer 24-hour emergency roadside assistance and much more. Located at 409 West Jefferson Street, or call 502-222-1673. LaGrange Service Center.
You're watching Louisville Basketball Game Night on Glycod.
Mustangs by 2, and they will have possession, and perhaps a little too quick of a three for Butler.
I think so, and you get carried away a little bit in close games, and now the fun begins.
It was a very deep three by Wilkins, and he certainly has shown the propensity, but that was about 3 strides behind the deepest arc here.
Well, they've got the 2 lines. The blue one is the most important one, but we've seen a few go from outside the white one, an extra 5 feet out.
Yeah, that was a very lengthy three, and again, the long rebound catapulted out off of a closing Adrian Wilder, so it is North ball. 2:41 left. Again, the overhead scoreboard and time has been out throughout the balance of this game. The only clocks working are above the respective scoreboards with 2:41 left, and now Butler going to pick up full court.
Well, this frenetic pace that's taking place right now, it's kind of taking Rondo out of the game on the offensive end.
Oakland Shear to bring it across for North Oldham, and he'll set up the offense. And Justin Green is in to guard him. 6'7" sophomore just in out of the media break.
Butler's gone big with their 6'6" big one in the middle.
Tommy Gregg has it working opposite Green. Now Gregg finds Shear. And North Oldham going to restart the offense.
I think you like this matchup if you're North.
There's Gregg bouncing inside the line. A high dribble, and he'll keep it as Shear has it for North. And Oakland Shear pausing play. Now Gus Soule is North going to take some air out of the ball here under 2 minutes as Soule finds Colin Daniels underneath. Tommy Gregg in the corner. Entry Daniels. And Daniels up and in as a Butler injury as Braden Wilkins sprained his ankle, and he's hobbling up the floor as Wilkins fell down that time.
Well, Wilkins went for the steal inside, missed it, hit the floor.
There's Brandon Heath, high left for Butler. A big possession here. Wilder, a three, top of the key. Off to the left, North with a rebound. And North Oldham into front court is Oakland Shear, and a foul from behind on Butler's Brandon Heath. With 1:23 remaining in this fourth quarter.
Well, Butler's one of starters was down at the end of the bench. I'm not sure what he was doing, but he probably should have been up closer to the coach because he just put 2 subs in while looking for him.
Justin Green is out of the game, as is Braden Wilkins with 1:23 left. As Butler brings back Steven Tinsley and Tristan Lowry. Mustang ball, side court, as Butler's picked up their 3rd foul. In the corner, that's Gus Soule. And Soule pausing near wing. Anderson shadows him. And a foul from behind on Butler's Brandon Heath. Team 4th, Heath's 3rd of the game.
Butler going small right now where they can apply defensive pressure on the half court with 1:13 left in this game.
As North will inbound, Shear trying to put it in play. And Raymond Lightfoot away from the ball, blows the play dead, and we have a foul on Butler.
Well, if you're Butler, the last thing you want to do is mug the guy right in front of the official. That's usually not going to benefit you.
Tommy Gregg for 2. He's missed his last couple of free throws, and no time elapsed. But Gregg makes the free throw in the lead at 5. As Bargelot coming back in for Butler. And out of the game is Tristan Lowry. Some big threes in this game for North Oldham's Henry Howard. Could that be the difference with 1:13 to go?
Well, he's played a couple of guys deeper than he has earlier.
Both free throws in. 2-possession game as Heath attacks left corner. Now Heath underneath Bargelot, and Bargelot put it in and drew a North Oldham foul.
Well, Bargelot always finds a way to score.
Henrik Bargelot has scored Butler's last 4 points.
Well, I think he would have subbed him earlier, but he wasn't on the bench a minute ago when he went and put him in.
So Bargelot for a free throw with 1:05 remaining. And the free throw is up, and it stays in. Tristan Lowry back in for Butler as Bargelot goes out, so you go offense, defensive sub. And Kevin Geary strategizing here as North Oldham going to inbound against full court press, and a foul away from the ball on Butler. And Brandon Heath contesting, but it will be against the Bears. And now Heath with 4 fouls. So Oakland Shear for 2 as Butler now with their 5th team foul. And
Shear's put together pretty good, Chris. And to take him to the ground, you got to have some pretty good wrestling moves. And he went down quick.
Shear's an 83% free throw shooter, tops for North Oldham. As the free throw is arced, and it's off to the right with 1:05 remaining. So Bargelot back in as Tinsley is out. The lead is 3 for North Oldham. Oakland Shear, 1 more free throw. And that one's off too, and Bargelot cradles the Butler rebound. Into front court, Brandon Heath. And stolen away by Shear of North Oldham on a timely turnover. And the Mustangs with it as Soule has it far sideline. And Soule will be fouled from behind by Tristan Lowry. And a North Oldham timeout. Or is it a Butler? Yeah, it's a North Oldham timeout. And it's a full timeout. So the Mustangs with a pair of free throws. When you come back, they lead Butler 58-55 on Glycod.
A lot goes into taking care of your property. You need equipment with more durability, versatility, and #1 rated reliability built in, like Kubota compact tractors that can do it all right, Z-Series mowers that deliver a quality cut, and the Sidekick utility vehicle built for hard work and fun at 40 miles per hour. Kubota equipment lives up to the highest standards. Yours. Visit your local dealer today.
Anderson Sales and Service in Madison, Crestwood, and Louisville.
When you're buying or selling a new home and you want to do it with few hassles, count on Polo Real Estate Group. Founded and owned by 1993 Male High graduate Dion Reese, Polo Real Estate has over 2 decades of experience and offers skillful consultation and representation for your sale or purchase. Polo Real Estate Group, a realtor you can trust.
You're watching Louisville Basketball Game Night on Glycod.
Oakland Shear with a great defensive play to get that steal near sideline, and now North Oldham with a chance to tack on 2 from the foul line.
Well, Shear was Johnny on the spot. You know, he did a great job of setting the offensive man up and then jumped the passing lane, and he literally threw it right to him.
To the Mustangs, 2 more free throws out of their timeout. Mustangs only 1 timeout remaining. Butler with 2 and the arrow.
Well, you know, as you mentioned just a second ago, Shear with their leading free throw shooter, and Donovan doesn't miss 2 of them. So it's somehow getting a little retribution.
So North Oldham with possession. No free throws, I beg your pardon. That was not a foul, just a North timeout.
Do you foul Shear again?
And the Mustangs have it. They'll inbound to Shear, and Shear finds Tommy Gregg left wing, and we'll see how Butler plays it as Gregg operates far wing at 40 seconds left, and there's a foul with 39 seconds remaining, and North Oldham back to the line for 2. Tommy Gregg. Gregg 2 of 2, rather a 2 of 4 from the foul line, and he'll have 2 big ones. The first one is in. As Brandon Heath checks in for Butler with his 4 fouls, as Stephen Tinsley will shuttle out. And North Oldham trying to be the first to 60 tonight as they lead by 4. And Gregg's second free throw is in as well. 2 big ones for Tommy Gregg, and now Butler down 5. Inbound to Brandon Heath, and Heath parading left wing. Bargelot, top of the key. Woven, Santana, Anderson. Anderson drives. Tinsley, high arcs a 3. Off the mark, tapped around. Tommy Gregg snatches it for North. And now Pierre Rondo in backcourt, and Rondo is fouled with 19 seconds remaining. Mustangs led by 9 at half. Butler a furious rally to take the lead in the third, and Henry Howard hit that 3 to stop the bleeding. Then he hit another 3, and will that be the difference as Pierre Rondo for 2 for North Oldham. First free throw is out.
And miraculously, the scoreboard decides to come back on.
With 19 seconds remaining, 19.4 precisely, Pierre Rondo 14 points in the game. That free throw off as well, and Butler on the resuscitator, and a foul coming up the floor by Shear as the Mustangs with their 4th foul, so they had 1 to give.
Yep. Mustangs 2 out of their last 6 from the free throw line.
And Santana Anderson will inbound for Butler. Bears need 2 scores. With 16 seconds left, there's Brandon Heath up top, and Heath. And that's a great call near sideline by Raymond Lightfoot as Adrian Wilder was being held. So 2 free throws for Wilder. Clock stopped 12 seconds. Wilder 11 points, a couple of rebounds tonight. Free throw is up and short. Stephen Tinsley is in for the Bears. Brandon Heath played very well tonight, and he will check out as Heath double-figure effort. And Wilder one more. And this one stays in. And Butler calling a 30-second timeout. North Oldham length of the floor out of the timeout, but a two-possession game.
Well, you know, what you don't want to do is, if you're North, get a foul, stop the clock, first of all. You want to keep that clock going. Clock's your favor. Good court spacing. We've seen a couple in the last couple of days on TV that they don't want to get involved in. So, you know, you're on a good-sized floor here. Use your spacing. Don't kill your dribbles or catch the ball in the corners.
Winner earns a date in tomorrow's 1:30 p.m. semifinal versus either George Rogers Clark or Marshall County. That game will tip at about 8:30 tonight.
Okay, Rondo throwing the ball in. Your two other ball handlers.
As Rondo trying to empty it in play, he does. And Gregg outlet pass Shear, and Shear is fouled with 8.8 seconds remaining. A lot of time, though, elapsing off that clock.
Well, Shear did miss his last two, so he has a chance to redeem himself.
And Oakland Shear, big defensive play in this quarter as well on the near sideline, causing the turnover. Now he's going to the line for two.
Well, the great thing about that, Chris, that was right after he missed the two free throws, so he redeemed himself some.
Shear's free throw in. So the lead at 5. And Braden Wilkins is going to check in for Butler as Wilkins will sub out Tristan Lowry. And Shear one more.
Well, Wilkins, the three-shooter, as well as Wilder. You know, right now, depending on this free throw.
The lead now at 6. Shear now 12 points on the night. Butler up against it. Anderson. Heath, a three, right wing, off.
Yeah, that was all over the rim.
It was, and North Oldham with a rebound, and they're going to win this game as the Mustangs moving on to their first ever semifinal as they defeat Butler tonight 62-56. Mustangs 27-5, and a great season for them. And Butler's great season will end at 27-6. Coming up, our German American Bank and HKC Roofing post-game reports. Coming up next live from Rupp Arena, this is Glycon.
Local 502 is powered by Louisville and Southern Indiana's best trained, most productive plumbers, pipe fitters, and HVAC service technicians. A proud community partner with over a century's worth of service, UA Local 502 members have the knowledge and experience for the project you want done, whether it's large or small. Visit lu502.com for information about the contractors who employ our members. UA Local 502. We do it right the first time.
When you're buying or selling a new home and you want to do it with few hassles, count on Polo Real Estate Group. Founded and owned by 1993 Male High graduate Dion Reese, Polo Real Estate has over 2 decades of experience and offers skillful consultation and representation for your sale or purchase. Polo Real Estate Group, a realtor you can trust.
Blinds Direct, not just blinds. Blinds Direct, not just blinds.
Red Ball is Southern Indiana's recycling choice because we can turn the scrap metal you bring into scrap money. Located in Jeff and Madison.
Research has shown high school sports to be a great community influence. Join scores of local businesses that have partnered with Glycod in sponsoring live, hometown-oriented sports programming on our video and social media platforms. For more information, email info@glycod.com.
Welcome to Holy Smokes Barbecue.
At Holy Smokes Barbecue, our pitmasters smoke up mouth-watering ribs, chicken, brisket, mutton, and more. From sandwiches to full dinners, with a complete list of sides and desserts. Holy Smokes Barbecue, Just tell them that the man in the big white hat sent you.
Order up.
How's the pork chop taste?
It's pretty good. It's the best one I've ever had.
Holy Smokes Barbecue! Tell them the man in the big white hat sent you.
Hi folks, Mike Kennedy for HKC Roofing. HKC installs the most effective gutter guard on the market at half the cost of the national brands. We guarantee it. Call today for an additional 20% off.
Tonight's post-game recap is brought to you by HKC Roofing. For your next roof repair or improvement, contact HKC at 502-212-1081 or visit roofyourhouse.com. HKC Roofing, better than guaranteed.
North Oldham a winner by 6, 62-56 over the Butler Bears. Your final numbers from our friends at German American Bank. They've served communities since 1910. Pretty equal shooting from the floor. North Oldham wins by 6, and they make 2 more threes. Was that one of the differences in the game, Gary?
Oh, I think so. I mean, well, you would have thought of it in the first quarter. North jumps off to the big lead. Butler was really stagnant, but you give Butler credit. After halftime, they came out, went on a run themselves, and it was nip and tuck from that point on through the second half. Butler
minus 15 on the backboard. And Coach Gary talked with you before the game, made 2 notes. So they had to rebound well and guard the pick and roll. How did they do with the first part?
Well, the rebounding part still was, I think, a big part of North's success. Did a pretty good job on the pick and roll. It was spotty, but that's what got them back in the game when they started jumping in the screen out front.
This is a Mustangs team. They're a complete team, Gary. The way they have the versatility, the balance, and Rondo, all the accolades in the second half. It was other parts of that puzzle.
Very much so. And, you know, in today's world, the way we see so much on TV and stuff, it would have been real easy for him to say the second half, I'm gonna turn it over, I'm going to take over. But he stayed within his team guidelines and made his teammates better. I can't say enough, having watched him this week, about how much he's grown. Man, this kid was a 7th grader last year playing, and he plays with the patience of a senior.
North Oldham, their historic season continues, their first ever appearance in the semifinal, and they await the winner of George Rogers Clark and Marshall County. Our most outstanding players coming up next. You're watching and listening to the Sweet 16 on Glycod.
For your surprisingly great rates, contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Leslie Gilly in Crestwood today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
When you're buying or selling a new home and you want to do it with few hassles, count on Polo Real Estate Group. Founded and owned by 1993 Male High graduate Dion Reese, Polo Real Estate has over 2 decades of experience and offers skillful consultation and representation for your sale or purchase. Polo Real Estate Group, a realtor you can trust.
Red Ball Recycling is Southern Indiana's #1 recycling choice for a reason. We offer top dollar for all scrap metal. We can buy steel, copper, aluminum, brass, junk cars, and more. Call or stop by Red Ball Recycling and turn your scrap metal into scrap money. Located in Jeff and Madison.
1965 male graduate and basketball star George Tensley knows the value of providing quality service, and that's what you get when you dine with Tensley Family Concessions. They provide travelers with many fine choices at Louisville Muhammad Ali International Airport. Whether it's Kentucky Fried Chicken, Chili's, or Starbucks, you know your travel experience will be a more comfortable and convenient one. Learn more about our company by visiting the website tfcfamily.com.
This is the mower that cut the lawn, that became the place their kids grew up. The legendary Exmark Laser Z is the zero-turn mower more landscape pros trust. For cut quality, comfort, and reliability. Exmark, official mowers of the backyard life. Visit your local dealer or explore the Exmark Laser Z online for special finance offers, available now.
Founded in 1910 in the Ohio Valley region, German American Bank has been raising the standards in banking and wealth management for over a century. Big enough to provide the conveniences of modern banking, yet small enough to care about the people and communities we serve. Because we believe that when a community thrives, its people prosper. We're lending more than money. We're lending a hand. German American Bank, building our community together.
You're watching Louisville Basketball Game Night on Glycod.
Tonight's Most Outstanding Players presented by State Farm Insurance Agent Leslie Gilley. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Let's start with North Oldham. What direction do you want to go?
Well, we were just talking. You can make a case for a lot of different people. I just thought in the beginning you got a lot out of Thomas, and then at the end you got big points out of him late and a couple big rebounds.
Thomas Gregg, 19 points and 10 rebounds. And for Butler, I think Brandon Heath played a very complete game.
He was solid all the way through, helped bring them back when they made that run.
Heath, game high 20 points tonight. Go along with a couple of rebounds. Adrian Wilder, 12 points. Henrik Bargelot, 11 points and 5 rebounds. And for North Oldham, Pierre Rondo, 14 points. 12 points for Oakland Shear. Colin Daniels, 8 points and 7 rebounds. And I think one of the hidden keys in this game was North Oldham's defense on Wilder, Adrian Wilder.
Well, I thought they did a good job. And, I echoed the point you made earlier. North had some unsung heroes that came off the bench, gave them quality minutes over a period of time when things were a little shaky. You had some guys that maybe you didn't expect, that not so much a common name, and they scored, they got big rebounds, and they helped solid a ship that was maybe sputtering in the water a little bit.
Yeah, Henry Howard, 2 of 2. 2 big three-point field goals in under 9 minutes of action. And then also off the bench, Ryan Seeley, 1 point and a couple of rebounds. And the Mustangs moving on to the semifinal. They defeat Butler 62-56. One more timeout and we'll wrap things up in a moment on Glycod.
Founded in 1910 in the Ohio Valley region, German American Bank has been raising the standards in banking and wealth management for over a century. Big enough to provide the conveniences of modern banking, yet small enough to care about the people and communities we serve. Because we believe that when a community thrives, its people prosper. We're lending more than money. We're lending a hand. German American Bank, building our community together.
Go ahead, pour it on, as thick as you want to. Holy Smokes Barbecue and Catering, serving up the tastiest ribs, chicken, brisket, brown sugar sticky wings, mutton and ham. Always served to you fresh and so good, it'll make you say,
Holy smokes!
Holy Smokes Barbecue and Catering, 7508 Preston Highway.
Holy smokes!
Hi folks, Mike Kennedy for HKC Roofing. HKC installs the most effective gutter guard on the market at half the cost of the national brands. We guarantee it. Call today for an additional 20% off.
1965 male graduate and basketball star George Tensley knows the value of providing quality service, and that's what you get when you dine with Tensley Family Concessions. They provide travelers with many fine choices at Louisville Muhammad Ali International Airport. Whether it's Kentucky Fried Chicken, Chili's, or Starbucks, you know your travel experience will be a more comfortable and convenient one. Learn more about our company by visiting the website tfcfamily.com.
UA Local 502 is powered by Louisville and Southern Indiana's best trained, most productive plumbers, pipe fitters, and HVAC service technicians. A proud community partner with over a century's worth of service, UA Local 502 members have the knowledge and experience for the project you want done, whether it's large or small. Visit lu502.com for information about the contractors who employ our members. UA Local 502. We do it right the first time.
For your surprisingly great rates, contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Leslie Gilley in Crestwood today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
You're watching Louisville Basketball Game Night on Glycod.
Final score again tonight, North Oldham defeats Butler 62-56. Bears' remarkable season will conclude at 27-6, and enough praise cannot be laid on the Butler program for what they accomplished this season.
No, and this was a carryover really from last year. Most of those kids back, so, they had higher aspirations. They set the bar pretty high last year, and they wanted to go to the state. So, anytime you can be playing on Friday, you can call it a season well done.
Mustangs move on to the semifinal. Again, they await either George Rogers Clark or Marshall County. And Gary, another year in the books. That'll do it. Any closing thoughts?
No, I'm very thankful to be associated with Glycod. I've watched this program grow and stuff, and I think it's a great asset for the community. And I hope people in the community know how important it is for people to be able to view high school athletics if they can't get out, things along that line. So, I've known you for a long time since, you're in class, and it's been a great pleasure to work with you.
I brought that recorder down. Do you remember that? We'd plug it in.
I tell the story when people ask me. I said, yep, first time I met him, he had his little cassette recorder, and I just pointed, come up the bleachers, practice up there. We'll give you a lot to practice on.
We'd love for you to subscribe to our growing free-to-watch platform as Glycod strives to provide the most positive production of high school sports and bring great exposure to these student athletes. So that'll do it for us. Thank you so much for joining us. It's been a wonderful season. It's over, and then it starts. 5 months from tomorrow, football begins. We cannot wait to bring you fall sports on Glycod as we partner with more and more high schools around Louisville, Lexington, Southern Indiana, and elsewhere. So for my great team, Steve Bird, the left hand and right hand many times as our executive producer, the wonderful folks that we have on staff, for Coach Gary Forrest, I'm Chris Labar. So long from Lexington. Thanks for being a part of a great season, and we'll see you August 21st, Week 1 high school football right here on Glycod. Good night.
From Glycod, this has been UA Local 502 Louisville Basketball Game Night. UA Local 502 and the Mechanical Contractors Association of Kentucky. We do it right the first time. Tonight's game was brought to you by Red Ball Recycling, turning your scrap metal into scrap money. HKC Roofing, better than guaranteed. Tinsley Family Concessions, commitment to quality. German American Bank, building our community since 1910. Polo Real Estate Group, a realtor you can trust. Anderson's Sales and Service, a top choice for homeowners and lawn professionals. And by Blinds Direct and State Farm Insurance Agent Leslie Gilley.
Visit Glycod.com and follow us on social media for information about upcoming broadcasts and other high school sports content. Thank you for watching this live sports presentation on Glycod.